Attraction 1, Rhine River Cruise. A cruise down Germany's most famous rivers, including the Rhine, the Tauber, the Ruhr, and the Isar. Detailed miniatures of famous landmarks would also be seen, including one of the Cologne Cathedral. The right entrance and part of the building that would have housed it are still visible at the Germany Pavilion. Attraction 2, Time Racers, a high-tech thrill ride about fast-forwarding through history that was to replace Spaceship Earth as part of Project Gemini. Attraction 3, Junior Autopia. The Disneyland attraction will be resurrected and added next to the new test track for a new transportation pavilion as part of Project Gemini. The concept emerged in response to test track's high rider height requirements. Attraction 4, Thames River Ride. Designed as part of the United Kingdom Pavilion, this full-scale water ride will visit key London landmarks. Concept art from 1986 shows the Tower of London, Big Ben, and the Houses of Parliament. Attraction 5, WED Way. People Mover. When the Communicore Now Innovations East and West buildings were built, they were designed with a second level and very high ceilings. This was because a people mover system was destined to be installed on the second level. In the end, though, management found World Showcase to be in more need of transportation and added a pair of double-decker buses. Attraction 6, Meet the World. A clone of the Tokyo Disneyland attraction was planned for the Japan Pavilion and was so close to completion. The entire show building was constructed until it was discovered that a miscalculation in construction caused the rotating mechanism to put too much stress on the support beams. Since this would require a complete rework and construction of the park as a whole, already being behind schedule, not to mention the show glossing over World War II, which raised fears in management that American and Japanese variants of the war would raise a stink. It was decided to move ahead without the attraction, which ran at Tokyo Disneyland from 1983 to 2002. The show's English soundtrack can be found here on YouTube. It's gonna be in the playlist for some attractions that I talk about in this series. I'll link it down below. Anyway, the building itself still stands and is used for rehearsals and storage. Edit. I won't be linking the full playlist. I'll just be linking the Meet the World English audio. So yeah. Attraction 7, Mount Fuji roller coaster. A roller coaster modeled after the Mount bobsleds at Disneyland, planned for the Japan Pavilion at Epcot. It was rejected after protests from Eastman Kodak, sponsor of Journey into Imagination, over a ride sharing the name of their biggest competitor, Fujifilm. Attraction 8, The Energy of Brazil, an attraction that features how Brazil uses its energy. Attraction 9, Flying Over Brazil, an aerial tram ride throughout Brazil in cable car style vehicles. Attraction 10, Two Faces of Brazil, another attraction designed for the Brazil Pavilion. Attraction 11, Unnamed Gondola Attraction, a boat ride planned for the Italy Pavilion. Attraction 12, The American Avenger. Imagineer Mark Davis worked on a number of concepts for this attraction, from a 1975 proposal for a dark ride that was a whimsical and musical exploration of American history and culture to more serious explorations of American folklore and historical figures during 1976. Attraction 13, Roman Ruins Walkthrough, a walkthrough attraction planned for the Italy Pavilion. Attraction 14, Mary Poppins is an indefinitely postponed attraction, which has postponed development for the time being in the United Kingdom Pavilion at Epcot's World Showcase. Attraction 15, Toontown Trolley, a madcap adventure that would have flight simulators surrounded by animated screens to take guests on a hair-raising trolley ride through a zany cartoon world with Roger Rabbit at the helm. Attraction 16, The Great Muppet Movie Ride is an abandoned concept for an attraction at the Disney MGM Studios in Walt Disney World. Attraction 17, The Great Disney Movie Villain Ride, a 3D adventure where visitors would have been menaced by three-dimensional recreations of Disney's most famous fiends before the forces of good finally came to their rescue. The ride was planned for Disney MGM Studios and would have replaced the Great Movie Ride. Attraction 18, Roller Coaster Rabbit, a roller coaster attraction based on the shore of the same name. Attraction 19, Benny the Cab, an attraction in which guests would go on an adventure with Benny the Cab. This idea evolved into Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin, which would open at Disneyland in 1994 and Tokyo Disneyland in 1996. Attraction 20, Creatures' Choice Awards, a comedic animatronic show taking the form of an award show for classic movie monsters, hosted by Eddie Murphy as Eddie Frankenmurphy and featuring Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, as one of the presenters. The main subplot of the show would follow Godzilla, the guest of honor and recipient of a Lifetime Achievement Award, on his journey from Japan to Walt Disney World, which would regularly be shown on the main screen before literally bringing down the house in the finale. Even though I didn't write it on my script, I'm so upset that this did not happen. Attraction 21, Disney initially sought out the Rolling Stones to be the band featured in Rock and Roller Coaster, but while the band was enthusiastic about the idea, their asking price was too high for Disney's liking. Attraction 22, The Great Movie Ride. Originally, much more of the Great Movie Ride would have been based around the Wizard of Oz. Riders would be swept away by the tornado to Munchkinland, and the final room would be the Wizard's Chamber, in which he introduced the closing montage of great film moments. Attraction 23, another attempt at the Rock and Roller Coaster attraction, but with the heavy metal rock band Kiss. Attraction 24, the final attempt at the rock and roller coaster attraction with U2, but the group wasn't interested at all. In the end, Disney chose Aerosmith for the attraction, which ultimately became Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. So basically, they tried with 4 different bands before they went with Aerosmith.